Hey Lois, it's Parasol stars. So, there's a interesting story to what this is exactly. It's Bubble Bobble, just with a facelift of sorts. The gameplay's all the same, it's just a matter of aesthetics. You're not playing as a dragon anymore, but now you're playing as a little fat boy. Because they wanted to better appeal to the Redditor demographic, you see. Wow, he's just like me. Yeah. So, there is a bit more depth to the gameplay than what you just saw. Eventually we get a big drop of water, that's something. Not to be confused with the drop of water in this level, the big one comes later. They printed that on the back of the box. See the big drop of water. I'm gonna do my impression of a bad AVGN parody. If I wanted to see a big drop of water, I would just look at my toilet. Oh, bad AVGN ripoffs, you plagued YouTube for many years. And in some respects, you're still around. You've just been pushed into YouTube's seedy underbelly where the algorithm won't show you to anybody. You're like that disabled twin that the parents hide in the attic and don't tell anybody about. I saw a stream recently that tried to, investigate the seedy underbelly of YouTube and all these weird channels with 5 subs where it's just like mentally ill people making 8 videos a day without any kind of regard for the quality. You'll just have like an autistic man filming himself eating breakfast for like 3 minutes and those types of videos. Anyway, it's a fascinating deep dive into the human mind, and one of the things that really stood out about it is amongst some of these mentally ill, unwatchable weirdos, some of them actually get better views than I do. What does that say about me? What does it say about you for watching it? So anyway, the theme of this level is musical instruments, by the way. Kind of an odd start, because usually games like this will have the first world just have a generic theme, just to introduce you to the concepts before they start getting creative with the level designs. Having a music-themed world definitely seems like a World 3 type of situation. There's the big water drop that I warned you about. Thank goodness you knew in advance. Anyway, so yeah, the fact that they started with the music level this soon kinda has the same energy of the Gex on the PS1, how the Halloween world was the first world for some odd reason. Getting real creative with the theming. They're flaunting convention. Like that hobo at the mall who poops on the escalator and it gradually slides around and it goes underneath the gears when that particular stair with the poop on it cycles through and then it gets on all the other stairs. Yeah, just like that. That guy's flaunting convention, and so are the developers of Parasol Stars for the TurboGrafx 16. Yeah, so anyway, for no particular reason, I've been feeling kinda nostalgic lately, and I've been thinking about the very first time I ever learned what YouTube was. All the way... Oh, whoa, we got the first boss. Buckle up, buckaroo. Anyway, lost my train of thought. Yeah, first day on YouTube, and you may be surprised to know that I can still remember almost all the videos. Oh, that's a cool shot right there where I'm twirling the umbrella and then slowly backing away as he gets closer to me. Yeah, that's real cool, relatively speaking. This is lame, fuck off. Okay. First day on YouTube, I can still remember the first 5 videos I ever saw back when I was 10 years old, and I went looking for them, and to my surprise, 3 out of those 5 videos are still up. Yeah, we beat him. Slava Ukrainia. There was no reason to say that. But yes, out of those 5 videos, there was, well, let me back up, because I would have been 10 years old on my first day on YouTube, and I was just looking up, generic 10-year-old boy things. I looked up Dragon Ball Z, I looked up The Simpsons, I looked up Zelda, and there was one other, and I looked up Star Wars, that was the other one. So, looking up Dragon Ball Z, I got a video called Cell Sings the Meow Mix Jingle. Yeah, that one was still up, to my surprise. Looking up The Simpsons, I got The Simpsons in real life. It was like actors recreating the opening theme song. Yeah, that one, back when I found that one in 2006, it seems like one of the big problems of 2006 era YouTube was duplicate videos. They seem to have like 50 different uploads of The Simpsons in real life, and I guess all of them are gone except for one. But regardless, yeah, that one was still there, and then the three that weren't there, there was a Star Wars one. No, there were two that weren't there. Okay, two that weren't there. There was a Star Wars one where there was a guy who was like slightly crouched down, like walking through the toy aisle at a store, and he had like a plastic lightsaber, and there was just a lady behind him doing her normal shopping, and he says, "Someone's behind me," and then he swings around with his lightsaber and he smacks the lady in the stomach. And the other one that wasn't around was a screamer. Yeah, one of the first 5 videos I ever saw on YouTube was Miracle, oh boy, was a screamer, imagine that. Welcome to the internet. It was just like footage of that Zelda E3 demo from 2001 where Zelda fights Ganondorf and they hit a screamer in there. Surprisingly, that wasn't my first screamer I had ever seen. The first one I ever saw was on stupidvideos.com, which predates YouTube by a couple of years. It was basically the same idea as YouTube, just with different branding a couple of years earlier. I'm making myself sound super old right now, but yes indeed, that's how people used to get their internet entertainment back then. Stupid videos. Nostalgia. So that tree enemy in the middle, we definitely want to get him first, because he's going to keep spawning new enemies until we take him out. And then there's the added frustration of when you throw something at him, right when he's trying to spawn a new enemy, that they're going to cancel each other out, so you really won't do anything. Just something to be cognizant of if you ever get the idea to try this yourself somehow. Yeah. Did you see that one enemy earlier that was like an apple car? Kind of reminds me of the busy world of Richard Scarry. For those of you who remember that. It's one of those things that everybody kind of remembers it, but I don't think most people know what it was called. You can recognize it by sight, but not by name. So have you noticed that we switched over from single screen levels to scrolling levels when we started World 2? I guess that's why they call the TurboGrafx 16 the high energy video game system. 1.5 whole screens of fun. And just kind of an odd design choice, but I guess they didn't want to overwhelm the player on the first world, you know. There's co-op in this, by the way, which honestly always seemed like a bit of an odd design choice to me, is seeing how the PC Engine only had one controller port. Kinda reminds me of that weird thing they did with Mario Party 7, was that the theme of the game was that you could have up to 8 players at once, even though the lowly GameCube only had 4 controller ports. All you had to do was share the controller with another person, and all the mini-games were set up that way, where one person would have the left side of the controller with the stick, and the other person would have the buttons. And that idea was never utilized ever again. The experimental age of video games. I miss when new ideas were tried in gaming before everything was all standardized. Good God! It's raining corpses. This is horrible. Some veteran's gonna see this and it's gonna remind him of when he had to help intervene in Kosovo. there was a big flash, and then suddenly just gray corpses fell from the sky. And then he had to fight a bird flower pot monster. That was the worst part of all. Reminds me of this thing I saw once. It was like some comedy news thing, and the guy was making fun of this commercial for army recruitment, because in the commercial, the guy fights a giant lava monster. He was saying, like, that's just ridiculous. But then a guy called into the show, and he was saying, yeah, I joined the army because I thought I was going to fight lava monsters. Those bastards lied to us. So this one's particularly tricky because A, the fiery power-up doesn't start working unless you're floating in mid-air, just like it did with the lightning in the previous boss. But then also, if you throw it when it's at full size, it'll do something different, where it just kind of lays itself down on the ground, and you have to hope that the boss lands on it, rather than just throwing it directly at the boss. So you have to be a bit more careful in your timing. What an odd design for this enemy in general. Looks like something out of Little Shop of Horrors. I'm just a mean green mother from outer space, and I'm bad, mean and green. However it goes, you know the fucking song. Okay, well, we're about at my skill ceiling for Parasol stars, so we'll call it here.